Singapore has confirmed its first case of the Wuhan virus.
Singapore has confirmed 14 new COVID-19 infections.
When will the COVID-19 pandemic end?
Welcome to another episode with Two Curious Podcast. I'm Dana.
I'm Chao Ming.
And today we have a special guest, Ryan.
Yay! Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Ryan and yeah, I survived COVID.
It's good to hear actually.
Yeah, maybe Chao Ming want to tell the readers more about.
Okay, yeah. So recently I posted a question on Reddit to ask the people on the internet how it was like to actually have the first-hand experience of having COVID-19. So I wanted a really like a Singaporean context, but many of the replies were friends of people who have actually experienced COVID, and Ryan was one of the few replies that I received that not only came from Singapore but was a first-hand experience as well. Yeah, so Ryan, do share with us how it happened, or when do you first know that you had COVID?
Okay, so I first had a high fever that lasted for a night, and then I reported it in camp because I felt the symptoms first in camp. So I reported first to the MO, and I was let off with a 5-day MC. So during the whole duration, right, I felt like I experienced a loss of sense of smell and taste. And then I think it was quite faithful that the same night I chanced upon this article saying like what about 90% of youngsters they experience these symptoms. So I thought, wow, could be me, So I got it tested the next day at the polyclinic. Yeah, and then the results just came back positive lor. I remember that day, right? It was the next day after the test, so it was quite efficient. The next day the guy called me. He said, I'm sorry to inform you that you are tested positive. So I took a second for that to sink in. Then I told my mom, then she also like a bit shocked. So I had like about 1 hour to pack my things before the ambulance came and brought me to NCID.
Wait, so when did this happen? Like, was it a few months ago or?
Quite some time ago. Around March.
That was before circuit breaker.
Yes. Circuit breaker period was when I was warded when I was in D Resort.
So they quarantine you in D Resort?
Yeah.
Wow. How long were you there for?
Close to 1 month.
So they had all the medical equipments with you at D Resort, is it?
No. When you're isolated in the community facility, right, it basically means that you do not need any sort of like
medical attention.
Yes. So so most people when they are kind of stable already, they'll just discharge you from NCID and then they'll put you either in the Expo or the resort.
Okay, so let's bring back to the start. So how did besides your mother, like how did your peers, like your friends, and maybe I don't know if you have a brother or your father felt about you actually being tested positive for COVID-19?
You just felt I'm damn suay lah. Okay, some felt that I was damn lucky, like how did I even get the virus? Cause I didn't even I'm not a very outgoing person per se. Like I don't really go out to clubs, to bars or anything. Just because I'm serving NS so I just basically travel to and fro camp. That's basically it lor.
Did they identify where you could have possibly contracted the virus from?
No, I'm an unlinked case.
Oh.
Yes. So till now I still don't know where I got it.
Oh. So they were your family were just shocked and felt that how of all people how could it be you, is it?
Yes, exactly.
You got go and buy 4D, no?
the date that it happened. So were y'all afterwards y'all were calm about it, or your family members went into quarantine as well, or what happened afterwards?
Yes, they went into a 14-day quarantine like straight after I got hospitalized. The MOH letter just came up for them to stay at home. Then they just asked my relatives to come to buy food, canned food, a lot of canned food for them to last like the 14 years.
14 years?
14 years.
14 days.
Wow, it was 14 years.
Yeah, it felt like 14 years for them.
Yeah. So how long do you spend at NCID before moving to one of the isolation facilities?
3 days, cause my symptoms were very mild. Cause I didn't experience like pneumonia or breathlessness or anything that required medical attention. So they just allowed me to go to isolation facilities.
Oh.
Throughout those 3 days, like, was it a lot of vigorous testing or?
They did a chest X-ray, blood test, blood pressure test, all the basics lah, I think.
How was the environment there though? Like, was it very hectic? Were there a lot of people?
It was quite hectic, cause at that point of time it was the peak. Like that was right before the foreign workers cluster, like the whole thing happened. But that was at that time it was already rising among the locals. Yeah, it was already rising quite a lot. So everybody was like scrambling. I remember the nurses like saying, okay, if you have anything to ask us to do, right, you should gather all the information so that I don't have to go walk through and fro. Because every time they come in, right, they have to don the PPE and they have to throw it away. So
Oh yeah.
they want us to like ask other roommates like what do they want, so they can one shot bring in.
Oh, y'all were isolated together with other COVID patients or at NCID?
I had two inside my room.
Oh, okay.
So it was like a mixed ward like that. Like, how to say, there was multiple people in the same ward, is it?
Wait, isn't that like let's say what if you recover, then after that won't the other person pass to you
Yeah,
again?
I was damn worried about that also. Cause I remember that guy, right? That guy I was staying with, he had pneumonia and he was coughing like very badly and refused to take his medicine. Like
so
I asked him
were
like,
they
why
like the
don't
same
you?
age?
No, he's 39.
Okay.
So I asked him like, why don't you want to take your medicine? And it's like, this is useless. I use my own like body to fight it, something like that.
Oh my
And I was damn
god.
shocked. Like,
Wow. Wait, did you ask him like how long was he there for? Maybe he felt like the medicine just really wasn't helping him at all.
oh yes, that might be true. Cause he was there for like a few weeks already.
Yeah, I think it might be the case for some people. Yeah, because that's why like since there's no vaccine for COVID yet, I think quite a few people like have that mentality that only your own body can fight the virus. Yeah. But and all the other medication is just to help you fight that lone symptom.
Correct.
Okay, so how was the experience at the resort? Like, was it as good as they make it sound or?
Fantastic.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like result lor. Okay, I tried to like keep myself positive because like the positive mindset is the best like kind of remedy. So not bad. It's like result lor.
So they serve
Okay,
you food every day.
yeah, the facilities were like well maintained. It's not like cause you are put in isolation, so we just heck care about it. Like when I was there, there was like coffee, tea, basically everything that you expect in a resort. Like they top up everything.
Yeah, wait, I think you were one of the lucky few because when I asked the question on Reddit, right? I'm not sure if you saw it, but one of the replies, right, was actually saying that he was a Singaporean, but he was placed in the expo facilities.
Yes, I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I'm damn lucky because I remember the day I was discharged, right? I saw the news that they are opening the expo. Like it's ready to be open already. So I was like, shit, I don't want to be there. So I just prayed to whatever God I could pray to. Just send me to the resort. And yeah, I was lucky enough.
He answered to your prayers.
Yes.
Yeah, because according to the replies, right, the facilities was bad. Like the social distancing was bad. The like there was always a lot of shouting, and you couldn't really rest properly.
Yes. I cannot imagine that. Can you imagine like hundreds of people in a exhibition hall? You all have been to expo, right? Like that kind of place is like so big, and those beds are like make do beds.
Not proper beds.
Yes, not proper beds.
And you
And
can't
they
even like entertain yourself with anything.
Yeah, and they have a routine to follow.
Oh my god, it's like BMT.
Yeah.
At some time they on the lights, then everybody has to wake up. Then the toilet is like shared.
Yeah, I think I saw that in the news also. Like, yeah, there's a routine to follow. That's why. Then actually, how do you spend your time at the resort?
Oh, I just binge Netflix shows, chatted with my friends. See, there's nothing much you can do. I just did exercises after exercises to just like train my body.
Am I right to say that you were the only one in your D resort room? Yes, right?
I have a roommate.
Oh, you also have a roommate at D resort.
Okay, okay. Did you make friends with him?
I wish I did, because he wasn't really open. I would have made friends with him if he was more open.
Is he around the same age or a lot
Yeah,
older?
around there. He's a uni student.
Yeah, I see. But then he was more close also, like there wasn't much interaction.
Yeah,
How long did you stay at the resort? Like, what was the whole duration?
1 month.
And he was there for 1 month?
Shorter than me. He was there for like 3 weeks.
Oh.
Then after that you had the whole room to yourself.
Then a foreign worker kid. So I
Oh.
had a new roommate.
But didn't you have like any experience of like cabin fever? You know, you just cooped up in a room for 1 month, really cannot go out,
Oh yes, yes.
everything.
The isolation blues. It hit at one
Yeah.
point. Like, it was really bad because there was one night I just suddenly lost motivation to do anything. Like, I just felt super down. But I immediately texted one of my close friends. Like, hey bro, I'm feeling super bad now. Can you just talk to me?
Oh, okay. Then at least you had that support from like the people around you.
Correct.
Actually, like this brings back, right? You said that your family went into isolation, stay home notice lah for 14 days, right? So none of your family members actually contracted the virus from you, right? Like you never passed to anyone, right?
No, thankfully not. Because it's so hard to not spread it, Like,
Mm,
because we just share the toilet, we share so many things.
yeah, especially within the same household.
Yeah.
But also maybe because like you are not constantly at home since you are in army. Is
Oh
that
yeah, that's true also.
possibly right?
Okay, so throughout the whole stay at the resort, right, what was like the test schedule? Is it like every week they test you once for the like whether you are positive or negative?
Every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Because they want to get you out ASAP.
Oh, so
Oh.
that the other cases could come in lah.
Yes,
Or
because at that point in time the demand was super high.
Mm.
so is it even though you didn't feel any symptoms anymore, like there were still times that you still have a positive result?
I tested positive all the way for the whole 1 month. Even though I felt better, like day after day I just felt better and better, but it's still positive.
Oh, wow. This COVID really like works like acts up differently for different bodies, right? Like
Yes.
especially when you say yours is mild, but it still lasted for a month.
Mm.
So it's really hard to say.
Depends on your body also, because some people, yeah, their body are stronger, so it fights off the virus very quickly.
Mm.
Yeah, because I was thinking you say you can exercise, you can do what already, then after that you still stay inside for 1 month. Sounded very like yeah, because these are all like the experience that I've never heard from anyone. Yeah, so it's damn interesting to hear that even though you're already like at a point of recovery, yet you still tested positive for so long.
Yeah, can you imagine how desperate I was? Like, I saw like all the people like leave. Okay, like my roommate left. Then I just felt very pek-cek with myself lah. Like,
Mm.
like why am I still tested positive?
How was your roommate symptoms? Like was it worse than you or do you all have similar symptoms?
He was also quite asymptomatic at that point.
I see.
So what were like the treatments that y'all received, or y'all just ate like normal Panadol and flu medicine and everything?
Yes, Panadol and cough medicine. Basically just to treat all the symptoms that you presented lah.
So it's treat the symptoms but not treat the virus.
Yes.
I mean there's no vaccine for COVID yet lah. There's no way you can treat the virus.
No, but I thought they would give like maybe I don't know pneumonia.
So you're not experiencing any side effects after recovering from COVID, right?
No, thankfully not.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of stories like although you have recovered from COVID, like you still can experience like after effects of it.
Yeah. During my stay, right, one of my friends like posted the article, like it said that 80% of people who survive COVID still experience like permanent heart damage and lung damage. Then I was like, not helpful at
Yeah.
all. Not helpful at all. I'm gonna block it.
Bad for the mental state.
Yes, super bad.
But yeah, I think I saw something like that also. So I had that impression that like most of the like people who recovered from COVID actually do experience like some after effects of it, and you can never truly recover from COVID. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thankfully for you, like that's not the case lah.
Actually, I went for the medical checkup recently to test my heart, to do an in-depth test to see whether there are any like complications. So hopefully that will come out hopefully that there'll be no problem lah.
Oh, okay. Was that a follow-up that they requested you to do, or you did it on your own?
The army did it for me because they don't want to be faulted for having cases mah.
So how long was your break from army?
My break oh super long, from March until CB phase 2, right? Yeah, around there.
So they didn't extend your liability or anything, right?
No.
Oh, okay lah.
Wow,
That
pretty
sounds
worth
like
it,
a
right?
positive.
Yes.
Maybe it's
That
pretty
sounds
worth it.
positive.
The good things that came out of COVID.
Yeah. For you lah, for you.
So why did you want to actually keep it to only a few friends instead of
Being open about it lah.
yeah
Because
having COVID?
I don't see the need to broadcast my life to the world, and especially if you are using this as a talking point, right? People are gonna know you for that. I don't want to be known for being a coronavirus patient.
No.
It's not a thing to be proud of.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah. Okay. So one very important thing, right, is I want to ask, right. So I put myself in your position, and I cannot even think about like what was your mental state throughout the whole recovery, because I saw the news where like there were the foreign workers who jump out of the, I don't know, committed suicide or something because he was isolated for a long time or anything. So like what was going through your head throughout the whole process? And just now you're telling us that you reached a low point, right? So how do you come back from that?
I just had to tell myself that being like that isn't gonna help me in any way. Staying positive is the only way to go lah, and to get this over and done with. Cause yeah, I just couldn't wait to be home lah. I don't know, maybe I'm just a positive person, or I trained myself to think that way. As for the foreign worker, I think the foreign workers had it worse. Cause imagine you are away from your home. The people here are not like your people from your homeland. Yeah, and your family is like back there. Maybe they don't know what's happening to you. Like they're worrying about you.
Then what about your parents?
My
Your parents, like, yeah, like emotionally, were they okay, or did they also like always want to call you to check on you?
Oh yes, my mom video called me every day.
Okay,
Super worried.
then maybe that's how like actually keeps you in check also. You know, you're still connected to your home,
Yes.
sort of ish. Yeah, every day you're still, you know, constantly talking to people, so you're not really alone.
Really grateful for like WhatsApp and technology in general. Can you imagine if we had this in 2003, like SARS? Like how bad would it be?
Yeah, it would have been a lot worse lah. So
Yeah.
that's why.
So am I right to say that the effects of COVID was only mediocre for you because you were young and you were healthy, as compared to maybe those you saw in NCID, like like one of your roommates?
That, and also, do you know that there are also mutations of the virus? Like the cases in Europe and USA, theirs is a lot more serious compared to ours.
How so?
You look at our mortality rate is like 28 only.
Mm.
As for now lah, 28
Yeah.
compared to USA 200,000.
So this cause of like the mutations lah, or is it just Donald Trump being stupid?
It's a mix. It's a combination, I think.
Actually, wait, should I share more about the mutation? Like, elaborate. Like, what do you mean by like what happened at US? Like, how did the virus mutate in the bodies, in their
It's
bodies?
my own assumption. I'm not really sure whether it's true or not. Because like some virus, maybe it's like, type 1, type 2, that kind. Okay, not really type 1, type 2, but the virus kind of like found its way to like fight against any antibodies. I don't know whether it's right to say that. That's why it's a mutation mah. So they kind of adapted into a stronger form mah. That's why there's more like serious damages to the organs.
Body, yeah.
So one of the questions, right, from one of our viewers, right, was that after you have recovered from COVID, does that mean that you are sort of like immune to it, or it's harder for you to contract it again, or is it like you will recover from it easily the next time, or what? Did they tell you?
Oh, I tell you, it's still a question mark. Because I've read articles like online, like people who contracted it twice. Like they contracted it again. So like I'm
Oh,
super cautious about it also.
wait, so is it like a relapse or is it they meet someone with COVID again?
The article never say. I'm
Oh,
thinking it's they met someone. It couldn't be a relapse because your
oh,
body already developed antibodies to it.
Yeah.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I read a similar article. I think it probably might be the same article lah. But that's probably why COVID is scary because you can't really be immune to it and there's no vaccine for it. Yeah,
Yes.
that's why like the government is so careful about it now also. Because anytime like there can be a second wave of infections, man.
Mm.
Actually, overall, like from our experience and everything, so how would you describe like Singapore's like the way we handled the COVID situation?
I think the government is quite efficient Okay lah, maybe
Mm.
that's PC. Okay. On hindsight, maybe the foreigners situation can be done much better lah. But
Mm.
from my own personal experience, I was treated quite nicely. I had the best facilities. The people there were very efficient. So I have nothing to complain about lah.
Mm. Actually, was COVID scary for you?
No way. I think I just YOLO leh.
To you, it seems like a short break,
Yes, it's
like a
like a
holiday
vacation.
break.
Correct.
Like vacation. Yeah, especially during army some more.
Yeah. I think it's a very opportune time. Is it correct to say that? Forget about it.
Not very right, but like
Yeah, not very
for
right.
you, at least for you, it wasn't that bad. That's why it turned out to be okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Since Dana is speaking about the government, right? Okay, I hope they don't come and catch me or what. But I just felt that it was quite dumb, right? To only ask the whole nation to wear masks at
Yeah.
at
Oh
a
yes,
peak.
yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel that was so also?
Before I contracted it, I just went out without wearing the mask. Then my father had to keep warning me because the government said what only wear it when you're not feeling well what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So I just
exactly. By
went
then,
around
too
not
late
wearing the mask.
already.
Yeah.
No, but it's probably because of this instruction. So the person who passed it to you probably right because he never wear mask. He or
Yeah.
she never wear mask. That's why passed to you. Yeah, if
Yeah.
everyone wear mask, probably wouldn't happen already. Right from the
Yeah.
start. Some more Singaporeans don't have a habit of wearing masks.
Okay, I'm not sure if y'all knew, but Taiwan actually wore masks since the outbreak already. So before circuit breaker, my friend actually traveled to Taiwan. And that was like just nice before they closed off everything. And when he went there, everybody was already wearing masks throughout all the different locations. So they were like one of the only nations who didn't heed to
Yeah.
the advice of the World Health Organization.
But
Yeah,
they're
so
also one of the few countries that didn't have it that bad one.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that was because they did that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what's the excuse or whatever that the government wants to make lah. Maybe they don't want to make us panic.
Correct.
Or
Later we panic
It
buy.
might be lah. Yeah.
but if I were you, I'll be quite angry because of their like selfish decision that put you through such a like needless, like you didn't need to
No
experience
lah.
this ma.
I think it wasn't a selfish decision. It was just more of a bad call. Yeah, but like what you say, it might be because they don't want to cause like the citizens to like panic and everything. But it was basically a bad call to say like you don't need to wear a mask.
Correct.
Then okay, I assume that you were still in isolation when the first death came about, right, from COVID. Yeah, so when you heard that, right, how do you actually feel?
Shock lah.
We scare you.
Yeah, I was damn scared like the thought that I might die anytime just hit me as soon as I read the article.
Although
I
you
was like, oh,
didn't have
shit.
it that bad. But
Yeah,
yes.
you better come out of it as soon as possible. Like cause your family can bring things in lah. So I just asked my father to keep bringing lemons. And I just made my own lemon juice.
Lemon juice, or is that your favorite
Because
drink?
it's high in vitamin C. So it kind of boosts your immunity. I don't know whether that helped lah, but I just keep asking him to bring in.
Maybe it's just like a motivation. It gives you that mentality that I'm going to recover soon.
Yeah, maybe that lah.
Also, so they could bring in stuff. Is it any point of any time of the day or was there a time slot?
Some sort lah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the
So
stuff will bring in for you.
Anyone like wrote you letters or anything?
Oh no lah.
Okay lah, no lah. Because of technology nowadays, only write a letter already. Just one call away.
Yeah.
But that means your bunkmate all like got quarantine also lah.
Yeah, everyone that had close contact with me, So they had to be in their rooms for like 14 days also.
In
It was
camp
At
or
so,
out
home.
of camp?
yeah.
In
At
camp.
In
home.
camp.
At home, at
Oh,
home.
at home, at
Oh,
home. Oh, then they should thank you. No way.
Free on me, right?
I mean, tell me if it's you, you'll be thankful, right?
No, but in their room, eh. I think it's in their room, right? It has to
They
be in
say
their
at
room,
home.
right?
He said at home. In
Yeah,
the
No, as
room.
in
in
like,
their
but you
own
have to
room
be.
lah. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot leave the room.
Doesn't matter what. You're not in army. You don't do anything what. You just game
Uh,
every day at home also can what. Right?
that's
Watch drama,
true
watch
lah.
anime at home.
That's a
Yeah.
bit true
I
lah.
think a bit sian lor. You
Yeah
know, at
lah.
the end of the 14 days, right, they were like, wow, the air outside is so fresh. I can
Yeah,
finally,
yeah,
I can
yeah.
finally feel the sun.
Yeah, I think at one point of time, right, we were all really very scared. Like, I don't know why I was in SES. So at one point, right, where I woke up, right, I just felt a pain in my chest. I have no idea why.
Oh,
Then
yes,
for the
yes, yes.
then for the whole morning, I just panic. Then I go and Google like
Symptoms.
how should I know? Yeah, how should I know if I got COVID-19? Then they asked me to hold my breath for 30 seconds. Then if I can hold, then I should be okay. Yeah, but I'm sure your friends were also like very scared, right? Especially because they knew that like you actually were tested positive.
Yeah,
Confirm will scare one lah. If it's me, I
yeah
also.
lor.
Because the
The-
thing is, it passed to them, then that means their family are also at risk. Then it's like really, it's like a chain of events one.
Yes, I'm especially worried if like at home they have like akong ama. That kind I'm
Mm.
super worried
Yeah.
because they
Then,
will just succumb to the virus.
Actually, that means like you are not staying with your grandparents, right?
No.
Yeah. Then that's lucky also. Actually, if not, your family would have been more worried, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so another question from the audience, right, was were there actually any positives that came out from contracting COVID? Like, I don't know, maybe you got a new perspective in life or you want to find a girlfriend or something.
Oh yes. Positive, I have a lot. So I think like I'm super thankful that I didn't die lah. I'm given a second life like that. Can I say that? Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
feel like much more happier. Don't know why lah. Maybe I'm just like positive now, a lot more positive. That like thankfully I didn't die or I have any like complications. So like I just like I became more thankful for like the things I have in life lor. Well, it sounds so preachy, but yeah, I super thankful about things I have. Like I used to be unhappy about a lot of things, like complain this, complain that.
Basically, I suddenly have that realization that actually health is the most important of everything.
Yeah,
Is that right to say? Yeah.
yeah, correct.
It's like health first, then yeah, everything comes second.
Wait, so another important question. Everything covered, right? You don't need to pay a single cent, right?
No.
Everything covered, right?
Everything covered.
Pros of Singapore government and this kind of
Yes,
thing.
ka-ching.
I see. Okay, so anything else like you want to add or you want to tell the audience about this, about yourself, about the experience you had, or like any warning that you want to give them?
Just wear your mask lor. I see a lot of TikTokers, they just don't wear their mask and then they just dance their TikTok. I don't know.
No, recently I saw this video, right? It was damn funny. It's like 3 teenagers, like YP or some shit lah. Then they just dancing on TikTok. Then the police approached them from behind.
Right.
Then they posted
Yeah.
that TikTok.
I don't know why, but it was out. It was on Twitter or something.
Oh no, they probably got fined for that.
Yeah, I hope they learn their lesson lah.
Yeah, I mean it's important lah. You won't want to be one of the ones who contracted COVID. I mean we're lucky now that like it's pretty controlled in Singapore already. So hopefully we'll go into phase 3 soon.
I don't think the government will announce phase 3 because everybody will just come out. Like everybody will just come out and just like mingle.
But to be honest, now already very crowded in a lot of
Yeah.
places already.
Oh, yeah, that's true also.
Yeah.
I
So
have to say, being someone that hasn't experienced COVID, right? I also getting more and more complacent as to the measures and everything. So I took the time to actually ask around about how it happened and actually like meeting you and speaking to you to give me a new perspective as to like how the seriousness of it and everything
yeah, it's like sometimes we just need to be reminded that the COVID isn't over yet, so we cannot be complacent about it.
And also it's not about you lah, it's about people around you also.
That's right.
You don't want to spread it to your akong ama. You don't want to be guilty for the rest of your life. So think about it. Think twice. Please think twice.
With that, we have come to the end of this episode. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Spotify. Subscribe if you're on YouTube to be updated on our upcoming episodes. So once again, thank you, Ryan, for taking your time to join us on this week's episode.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to all listeners for joining us in another episode with Two Curious Podcasts. So we'll see you again next episode. Stay healthy, stay curious. Bye-bye.
Bye.